The Dracari Empire spanned 3 star systems, built on the backs of the Ancient Ones, massive bioengineered creatures that the galaxy called dragons. These living starships were conscious, proud, and utterly loyal to their Dracari masters. They had been bred for millennia, their genetic code locked to respond only to royal bloodlines. Tom Chen was nobody. A human stable boy, though stable meant something different when your charges were 100-meter-long creatures that breathed plasma and flew through the void. He'd been hired cheap labor on the Imperial breeding station orbiting Draker Prime, mucking out nesting bays and hauling nutrient slurry. The Dracari treated him like furniture. Invisible. Beneath notice. But Tom loved the dragons. He learned their moods, their preferences. He discovered that Vexroth, the scarred veteran, liked his scales brushed in circular patterns. That young Shimmerwind responded better to soft humming than shouted commands. That ancient Thornheart, supposedly vicious and untrainable, just had arthritis in her wing joints and needed gentler handling. "They're not monsters," Tom would whisper, pressing his forehead against their scales. "You're just misunderstood." The dragons noticed. They always noticed. Everything changed the day Prince Vaker came to claim his bonded dragon. The ceremony was ancient ritual. The prince would stand before the assembled Ancient Ones, and his destined partner would choose him. Except none of them moved. 12 fully grown dragons, each worth more than a planet, refused to acknowledge the royal heir. Prince Vaker's face darkened with rage. "This is impossible. I am of pure bloodline. The dragons must." A sound interrupted him. A low rumble that shook the station's foundations. Thornheart, the eldest dragon, rose from her rest. She was massive, scarred from 1,000 battles, her scales like tarnished bronze. She hadn't moved for anyone in decades. She walked past the prince. Past the shocked nobles. Straight to Tom, who stood frozen with a nutrient bucket in his hands. The ancient dragon lowered her enormous head until her eyes, each larger than Tom's entire body, were level with his face. Then she bowed. Fully. Completely. Her forehead touched the deck plating. "No," Prince Vaker breathed. "No, that's not possible." But Vexroth moved next. Then Shimmerwind. One by one, all 12 Ancient Ones approached Tom Chen and bowed their heads. Some went further, lowering their entire bodies in the ultimate gesture of submission and respect. The station fell silent except for Tom's hammering heart. An old Dracari keeper, scales gray with age, stepped forward with trembling limbs. "In 10,000 years," he whispered, "the Ancient Ones have never bowed to anyone. Not emperors. Not gods. They were engineered to be proud, to serve but never to submit." He looked at Tom with something like fear. "What are you?" Tom's voice shook. I'm just a stable boy." "No," Thornheart's voice rumbled directly into his mind, into everyone's mind. Dragons rarely spoke, and when they did, reality itself seemed to listen. "You are the first who saw us as people. Not weapons. Not property. Not tools. You gave us kindness without seeking power. You gave us respect without demanding service." Vexroth's voice joined hers. "The Dracari bred us to bond with strength and dominance. But they forgot, we are conscious. We remember. We choose. And we choose him," Shimmerwind added. "We choose the one who asked for nothing." Prince Vaker drew his plasma blade. "This human has stolen Imperial property. He'll be." 12 dragons moved as one, forming a protective circle around Tom. Their combined presence generated a pressure wave that knocked nobles off their feet. Thornheart's growl could have shattered mountains. "Harm him," she said simply, "and learn why we are called Ancient Ones. Learn what happens when dragons make war." The blade fell from Vaker's hand. Tom stood at the center of the circle, overwhelmed. I don't want to cause trouble. I just wanted to take care of you. We know, Thornheart said gently. That is precisely why you are worthy. The Dracari seek to control us. You sought only to comfort us. That is the difference between a master and a friend. The old keeper laughed, a sound edged with hysteria. A human stable boy has just become the most powerful being in 3 star systems. The Ancient Ones have chosen their king. Tom looked up at Thornheart. I'm not a king. No, she agreed. You are something better. You are kind. And kindness, young human, is the rarest power in this galaxy. As news spread across the Empire, a single truth echoed: humanity had done the impossible again, not through conquest or cunning, but through the simple revolutionary act of treating others with dignity. The dragons had spoken. The galaxy would listen.